Really proud of the effort today. I thought, we started off slow, but we fought. Uh, we really competed. I really liked the way that we came together after being down early. Now we just got to take that next step. We just got to be able to finish some of these off, and that'll be something that we'll spend more time on practice, working on end game situations. And it's we played a great team who just found a way to steal this one from us.
Coach, despite the loss, JC was very explosive today. She seemed a lot more confident. Could you just talk about her game tonight?
Well, I thought she played great. I mean, she was able to attack the basket some defensively. She made plays and had impact. She had a couple plays that led to runouts and layups. Yeah, I definitely think it was her best game back so far. So that's another encouraging thing about the game.
Coach, tonight a lot of I guess some of the matchup was Nas Hillman on Collier. Can you talk about how well she played in that matchup?
I thought she made it difficult. Like Fee's just a tremendous player. She makes some tough shots, and but both. I thought Bree did an outstanding job on her. I thought Nas did a really good job. We made it difficult. Um, I don't know what she finished with. It was probably 25 or so, 26. Uh, but we made her earn most of them. She's just really good, and that's kind of an understatement.
Coach, there was a literal power surge that seemed to have Atlanta surging as well. What changed after that moment, or I guess what did you guys talk about until after the switch seemed to have come?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what we said in that huddle. We were just kind of wondering if the game was going to be continuing because they said they weren't sure that the lights and the officials were saying that we might not be able to continue if it isn't going to be a safe environment for the players. Fortunately, the light situation got fixed, but I just thought we start playing better. You know, Energy picked up. All of a sudden, we got some deflections and we got out in conversion after some defensive plays. And from that point on, I thought we played great for majority of the game.
With so many points in the paint, what were you able to do against the Lynx that made that such an advantage for you all tonight?
Well, we wanted to definitely look inside. And, we hadn't been getting our posts as involved as we wanted to, and we wanted to make sure that they were being included. So we went to BG early. She had a really good game. Bree was really physical, getting offensive rebounds, getting a second chance points. Uh, so they did a great job on both ends for us. It's something that we're going to hope to continue. We want to. We have explosive guards, but we also have great bigs, and we got to make sure that we're keeping everybody involved.
Coach, you talked a lot. You talked a little bit about the late game execution earlier. Just what are some things that you are looking to see when it comes to late game execution for the team?
Well, I think there's like a kind of a human nature element that when you get the lead, you're trying to protect it rather than like really. I mean, we were playing hard. We were playing at great pace. We were really hard to guard. Like this is a great defensive team, and we were getting good shots. But as soon as you start to slow down and you're thinking you're gonna protect something, I think you're really giving an advantage to the defense. Like you really have to just kind of have that mentality that you're not going to slow down. Your cuts are going to be just as hard. In fact, they need to be harder because they're locked in to try and make it so that you can't run your sets the way you want to. So, it's kind of a battle of wills there. And I think sometimes, if you're down by five, all of a sudden you'd be cutting really hard with the urgency to try to win the game and get back to win the game. And then when you're up by five, it's like, all right, let's make sure that we have everything under control. And I just think that's the wrong thing to do. But uh, it's really a human nature thing. So it's just going to be something that we're going to have to work on and um, just hey, this last 2 minutes of the game, let's work on our pace here. Let's see what kind of shot we can get when our guys are going against us and they're saying they're not going to give us one. Can we still get a good shot? Uh, you know, we we don't have everything in yet that we want to get in. I know, there's not a lot of practice time in this league. But I do think that we've gotten a lot better over the course of the season, and we still have a lot of room to grow, which, uh, it's disappointing today because we didn't finish it off, but it's really exciting to know what is possible with this team. And I think everybody here kind of sees the growth uh, in the team. We just want to see like another step or two. And, I think we'll get there.
Coach, at the end of the fourth quarter, Ryan Howard had the ball in that final possession. Uh, she has the ball in that final possession. What was the actual play in terms of ending
It,
the quarter?
yeah, it was get Rye the ball, give her some space, and then we were gonna, do some things once she got by the defender. But give them credit; they played great defense, and we got the play started a little late, which kind of put us under a little bit of pressure. Uh, but she was doing a great job, just really attacking and getting downhill, and they were going to have to decide where they were going to help. We kind of thought we knew where they were going to help, and we were going to try and take advantage of it. But sometimes the defense was just a little bit better than the offense, and that was one of those times.
Quick follow up. You kind of alluded to this already, but come up short in this game, but against another elite team. Played New York previously, played Minnesota today. Now you have New York again. What does this say about your team in terms of its growth and where you guys are headed?
Well, I mean, we're pretty motivated to be at the top of this league. Like, right now we're not quite there, but this is a new system. It's a lot of new players. They're still working it out, and sometimes the last thing to come together is kind of these end game situations where you have so much trust in your teammates and you know them so well. You know what to, and I think Minnesota showed that tonight at the end. They knew where they wanted to get the ball. They knew the favorite spots of everybody, and give them credit for making the plays down the stretch. I mean, they're an exceptionally well coached team and extraordinarily talented team, and for us to, be right there, it's just a little disappointing that we didn't send everybody home happy.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about the turnovers. Both teams had 16 turnovers, but they were able to capitalize and score 22 points versus 12 for you guys. Just what was the difference, do you think, in that? Was it transition, defense, or?
No, I think, they're always a team that forces a lot of turnovers because they're going to pressure and they're going to try and blow things up. And I thought it bothered us for maybe like the little over the first quarter. We had several turnovers in the first quarter. A lot of those led to runouts. That's kind of how they got the big lead on us. But I thought we kind of adjusted to it, and we started, we didn't have that many turnovers after like the first 12, 13 minutes. We did a pretty good job protecting the ball. We did a pretty good job creating good shots. I mean, for us to, if you think about it, like we lose in overtime and we shot 4-22 from three. Like, man, that you have to really do a lot of other things really, really well. If you're playing the best team in the league, you're 4-22 from three, and you're still in a position where you have a chance to win the game at the end. But these, I guess they call them growing pains for a reason, because I can feel it right now.
Coach, what does the next 24 hours looks like? I mean, obviously, you fought tooth and nail overtime game with one of the best teams in the league, and now turning around, playing the Liberty on Sunday. You talked about kind of the practice times not being
Yeah.
as long as you'd like, but what does Saturday to 24 hours look like?
Yeah, tomorrow can't be the day we work this all out. Like, obviously, and New York has a game tonight too, so and has to travel. I think both teams will probably be just doing like a walkthrough and trying to get prepared for the next game. But the level that our players competed at tonight, they're going to need some recovery, and hopefully they're getting everything they need in terms of fluids and hydration and good night's sleep. Because we also know New York we're talking about the best two teams in the league, and that's where we're aspiring to get. And I have a lot of confidence that we're going to get there. Uh, the thing that without a lot of practice time, we're like 40% through the season. Like every hour that we have where we can go, like we actually have to use it to get better, so that we whatever ground there is to catch up, we can do that before any postseason possibilities. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Leach, hey, Jordan. Good to see both of you. This question's for Jordan. It's really good, of course, to finally get to talk to you after a couple of games of you being back. You had a fantastic fourth quarter tonight. Just walk us through like what were opportunities that you were seeing for yourself.
Reading the defense, honestly, taking what they were giving me, trying to be aggressive as much as possible, and that's pretty much it.
I'm gonna have a follow up question for you. Do you have a counter on how many times that you ended up on the floor? Because I feel like probably at least 6 games.
No, I don't know. It is I average at least like 5, 6 balls on the floor. Yeah.
This question is for both of you guys. What was the message that Coach Smesko told you all when the started causing all the basically chaos inside, but you guys basically came out after the. What was the message to you?
We can't control the weather. I don't know. Like it was just I don't know. The weather happened. I mean, you really say nothing. I mean, one night we can.
Then a quick follow up, like I asked Coach the question too. You guys have played New York, Minnesota. When you look at obviously these two teams that have come up short, but what is it? What do you guys take from this experience having played Minnesota and having
I think it just comes down to us being able to focus on the little things and the details. We're right there, and I feel like we can still grow as a team and still get better and find areas that we can grow in. But I think we're right there. It's just honestly us finishing games out, and I think you've seen that in these last two with New York and Minnesota. I mean, they're the top two teams for a reason, and I think we're just right there. We're just missing out on the little details that we need to clean up. But I feel like overall, as a team, we've grown and we're continuing to grow, but we're just right there. We just need to focus on the little finishing game.
In a game like tonight, where it's a playoff atmosphere from beginning to end, how did you all enjoy playing in this game, and what did you learn?
That we need to finish out the game. I mean, it was fun. The fans were amazing. It was a good vibe. Just gotta finish out, play a complete game.
Jordan, can you speak a little bit more to the little things you said we have to work on, just those little things to kind of clean things up? What are some of those little things that will get you over the hump, in your opinion?
Well, I got to not foul at the end of the fourth quarter when we needed to get a stop, and just being sound on the defensive end. And, honestly, playing hard on the shot. Coach talks about that a lot, of just making sure we're rebounding in key moments and not letting them get second chance points. Beginning of the first quarter, we turned the ball over a lot when, they were speeding us up, and instead of us slowing down and making sure we're getting good possessions, we were allowing them to score on our turnovers. And I think those are the little details that he talks about and that we need.
Leash, this question is for you. Do you feel yourself like this season? We've seen you in the past kind of even keel, but do you feel yourself this season showing a little bit more emotion and being a little more vocal and speaking up out on the court?
Um, I don't really talk a lot. I mean, I really talk when I need to. Um, I mean, I communicate on defense, offense. I'm open. I yell for the ball, but other than that, like I'm kind of quiet.
But I just noticed, maybe with the officials, like you speak up more and you go for yourself more with the officials. You explain more. It just seems like this season you've been more emotive, at least.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing about a
Yeah,
real
I'm not trying to
sign.
get you fined or anything.
I already done got 2 ticks in the game. I want my money. I love my money. I ain't saying nothing about them.